Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is a paid request from my friend Efree. 2 of 4 requests. Thank you so much for that. For those interested in requesting any type of videos, whether it be review, re-review, topic reaction, commentary, video game playthrough, whatever the case may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. I do have a Cash App. Some people in streams have asked about that. Yes, those links are down below in the info box as well. And I'll get to it as soon as I can. Now, this is The Last Fight, a 1983 film, written, directed, and co-starring Fred Williamson, although I guess technically this had 2 directors. One is Jerry Masucci and the other is Fred. Now, I don't know how that worked. If Jerry started and then Fred took over, or Fred started and Jerry... I don't know the details of that, but this film sucks. I know my friend Efree feels the same way, so I'm fine with saying that. This is why some may say, well, you're a bit too easy on Hammer because there's some issues. No, Hammer, the film I reviewed previously with Fred, that also deals with boxing. It may have some issues and that it meanders a bit, but this was a lot fucking worse. Like, Hammer was fun for what it is. It was decent. This was really boring and just flat out sucked. I just see why this never got a DVD or anything. Now, the actual star is Ruben Blades. Now, I know some people pronounce it Ruben Blades or Ruben Blades. Most of the marketing back in the day said Ruben Blades, so that's how I'm calling it. And I remember him from Predator 2, among many other films. He was, I think, in Critical Condition with Richard Pryor. I do like him as an actor. He's not the problem acting-wise. He plays a singer as well as a boxer who's going to be a possible contender. His father is his trainer, but he's going through a lot of gambling debts. Now, a guy named, played by Willie Cullen, which he was in Vigilante, which I'm sure that's how Fred found him and said, hey, come be in this film. Willie Cullen, I think, is more known as a Latino singer. Like, you look him up, he has a pretty big discography of albums, which he did fine here. He's our main villain. He's like, listen, I'll help you out, but you sign a deal with me and I'll promote you, but while promoting you I get 50%. Now, of course, his dad doesn't like that deal, so the guy sends his goons after the dad and said, listen, don't hurt him, just talk to him, try to get this settled. But then lo and behold, the goons, the guy tries to fight, they throw him this standing beam, his head lands, poop. And when he falls back, you see a little bit of blood on there, and then he's dead. So they accidentally killed him. About 30 minutes in, you finally get Fred Williamson, who plays Jesse, who I guess his character has been in other films. He's an ex-cop, and he's there because he's friends with one of Ruben Blades' friends, and he's going to look into who did this. But then it feels as if Fred's is like a different movie. Now, granted, there are scenes with him and Ruben Blades together, very few. But it feels like then Fred does like his own movie where he's looking and there's a little bit of shooting, or a car comes and he gets hit by the car. And then there's Ruben Blades' movie. And even by the end, they don't really mesh together. Because the last time you see Fred is like blowing up a bad guy, never looking in on what's happening to Ruben Blades, not really seeming to care one way or other what's happening to Ruben Blades. And then Ruben Blades has his. So that's for me. It's this weird thing to it. That I wonder if the fact this has 2 directors, if there's a factor in that playing into it. Like, did the first cut of the film not work? Then Fred took over and maybe put more of him in the movie? Or he took over and then he put his character in the movie, so that's why there's very few scenes. I don't know. Anyway, as the movie goes, you have either Ruben Blaze having some boxing scenes, and they look all right. Maybe it's just me. Sometimes they seem like there's a miss in there, but they say it's a hit. But it's not Rocky. It's not the Rocky sequels. Nothing up to par with that. But it's there, I guess. Or you did a Ruben Blaze singing a lot. I would almost say he does more singing than boxing. Not a bad singer, but he does sing a lot. So if you want to see a lot of Ruben Blades singing, this is the movie for you. Or a lot of him treating his girlfriend like shit, and this is supposed to be our lead character that we're supposed to like. But he treats her horribly. He's always yelling at her. He's always like, leave me the hell alone. There's a bit where it's his girlfriend, but yet he goes and cheats on her with this other, white lady. But then, if this girl tosses someone, he goes up and goes, oh yeah? You don't talk to him, huh? Why don't you go home with him and lick his wounds? That was the line. Why don't you go home with him and lick his wounds, huh? I'm like, dude, you're cheating on her with this lady. I don't remember if she was white or not, but with this other... She tosses someone like, oh, you don't cheat on me, bitch? Why you don't lick his wounds? Why you just lick his ass? I'm like, you're cheating on her, you dumb motherfucker. Fuck you, and stick your dick in your boxing glove and have a glow. Okay? Have a glow of semen, flow through, and then wear it on your head. Snapper head. Just such an unlikable asshole character. So, why should I care what happens to him? And for me, I didn't. I like the actor. He's not bad in the acting. It's just written to be such a dickhead character. Joe Spinell was in the movie in one scene. Now, obviously, Fred knew him. They worked together on Vigilante. That's why I wonder, was he always supposed to just have one scene? Or was this... there has to be some backstory to this film. That'd be much more interesting than the movie itself. But Joe Spinell is the head boss, but he's only in one scene. I don't know, Joe Spinell looked kind of bored in that scene. I'm just saying the lines and doing that. Well, I can't really blame him. And like I said, 30 minutes in, Fred comes in. He's going to look into it. You either have stuff that Fred's doing, where he kung fu's these two guys, and that's where he does whoo, his kung fu's huh, huh, whoo, whoo. It's if he learned martial arts, there was a school of kung fu fighting and older movies it's okay. It looks funny when he tries to fight in his kung fu. And he says lines like, that was fun, let's do it again, okay? All I said, there's a bit where he gets hit by a car. But he's fine, folks. He's perfectly fine. So when it goes back to Ruben, when he's not singing and when he's not boxing, when he's not treating his girl like crap, it's not him looking into who killed his dad. Instead, he collapses and he gets a blood clot. He has a blood clot in his brain. And it's like a ticking bomb where any man now who could die. If you go into the ring, you may die. He cheats on his girlfriend. Gets mad at her if she tosses someone when he's the one cheating. Does a boxing match. Able to win. And then pretty much the bad guys, including Willie Cullen, who's been lying to Ruben Blaze all this time, they go, well, you know what, his girlfriend, she says she saw someone, but then she said, apparently, well, if I see him again, I'll know. So, which I can understand. There's sometimes I look at someone, but I don't know how to explain, but if I see him again, I know. So then the girlfriend dies in a car bomb. This is like right. She saw him again and he treated her like crap again. Hey, I got this new girl. You go home and blah blah blah. I'm like, this girl has done nothing to deserve this treatment. You treat her like a piece of shit for zero good reason. So of course she drives, and now she died because of you, really. And now you want to get mad when you hear about this, and he doesn't even have a strong reaction when he finds out. He's like, Then goes gets his car and goes over there. And to be honest, I don't even think he was that upset that she died. Because then what happens, he goes over there, and when he gets there, he mainly talks about, you got my father killed. He doesn't really bring up the fact that his girlfriend died. I don't remember him bringing that back. I don't remember him bringing that up. Because he shoots one guy, or he tells another guy, beat him up with these brass knuckles. So I don't know, maybe, did he shoot the one guy? I know he takes another guy and picks up those brass knuckles, now hit him with it. Come on, hit him with it. So he hits the Willa Cologne guy, the shady promoter guy a few times. Something goes wrong, gets a gun, shoots and kills the guy. Runs out. The police come. The maid pretty much tells them who did it, who killed that guy. Meanwhile, Fred Williamson finds out that the girl died. Pretty much makes the guy believe everything's okay, goes back to his car, and Fred goes boom, and then the car explodes. So he set up a trap for this guy to get into the car and blow it up. And that's all you see of Fred. That's what I mean. It just seems like a weird thing where there's not really a big connection between him and Ruben Blades. So then Ruben Blades, it feels like Pierre Kirby. Like something like this is another thing slapped into it. Who's Pierre Kirby? Something I got from when I watched this guy, the cinema star, Brad Jones, and there'd be these type of movies. I forget what the hell the director was called. It was actually on the Game of Thrones set. I'll know his name when I see it. I know he was interviewed at one point in one of these. Trying to see. Sorry, bear with me one sec. God. Where was it? Godfrey Ho. That's what it was. Godfrey Ho would do these films, or sometimes he had two films, but he couldn't sell them, so he kind of put them together. Or he took a film, then he filmed like Pierre Kirby or another actor doing some martial arts or ninja stuff, then put it in with this movie. I'm not saying that's exactly what happened in here, but sometimes it feels that way. So Ruben Blades, the cops are after him. He has a blood clot. I guess he's figured, screw it. If I get arrested, I'm going to go to jail anyway. Probably get the chair or life imprisonment. Granted, you think Fred the Hammer, who's an ex-cop, could be like, hey, this guy, was a, bad guy. I don't know. You think Fred could maybe say something about that? Maybe not. He goes to the fight. Ruben Blades gets beaten and he dies in the ring. So I'm sitting there going, what is this meant to say? Like, okay, he goes in, he's a contender for the champion, but then he gets the shit kicked out of him. He falls to the ground slow-mo. Didn't mind the music in that scene. I think Jay Chataway did the music, I think. I remember not minding the music in that bit. Someone throws in the towel, it's slow-mo, he falls to the ground. Oh no, this guy's in trouble. And then it ends. That's it. You don't see any Fred, the hammer, nothing. I mean, this is a bleak-ass movie. If I had liked this guy, I'd be more pissed and vinegar angry. But I'm like, okay, this guy gets what he deserves because he treated his girlfriend like crap. But think about that. It's a guy... Here's the story of a guy who treats his girlfriend like crap. His dad dies. His girlfriend dies. He kills the guy, but he gets in. Doesn't even win the fight. So it's not even any glory. It's just the blood clot gets him with the hit. He falls to the ground. He dies. Even if you say, well, he didn't die. Will he be arrested? He'd be in jail. My guess is the reason it's so slow-mo and so dramatic is because the guy dies in the ring. It's like the ending of The Wrestler. You know, the reason they ended that way is because more than likely he's dead. Or he's going to die. But The Wrestler at least had more of a purpose and much more of a likable character. So you feel that bit more of a tragic element of the feels. It's not the case here. You just makes you think Ruben Blades here is an idiot. Or, hey, he got what he deserved. So, I don't know, like, I see some review sites give this, like, 3 out of 4 stars. I'm like, why? What's so good about it? An unlikable lead, so boxing scenes, Fred just doing whatever that he's done better in a variety of other movies, an ending that feels like from a different, I don't know, like, what was trying to, what its message was. Oh, it's going to end like this. It'll be so dramatic. What, you think you're going to go for an Oscar with this movie? Yeah, this movie's just sucked. Oh, how to forget. Don Keene is in this movie. He appears like 2 or 3 scenes, and he's someone who knows Fred, the Hammer Williams' top character, ex-top character. I'm like, that's fucking Don Keene. Only in America. It was cool to see Don Keene. I mean, he's not a good person in real life, really, but it was one of those, okay, I didn't expect it. I'm like, Don Keene is in this? Okay. So yeah, I guess if you want to see a rare movie appearance with Don Keene in 2 or 3 scenes, there you go. So yeah, you got Don Keene, you got Joe Spinell, only in 1 scene. You got Ruben Blades. And just not a whole lot happens the first half. And then you had some meh boxing and then bleak ending. And unlikable lead. And when Fred tries to do Kung Fu, it's been laughable. And some decent parts of the score. Like in that last bit, I thought the score was good. Although I'm not a fan of this movie. I thought it sucked. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye for now.